to 9-1 was the most just boring. It was like everything in the game was boring. Talking about the game may be more fun than ever, but actually logging into WoW it just felt so dead. So yes, this is great. That constant engagement thing, that's really something. It's what I've noticed, like with a lot of, honestly, a lot of the gacha games, which, funny enough, is just because they are so extremely incentivized to do that in a way that, like, WoW isn't. Yeah, I don't know. I'm impressed. I'm not really too sure, unless we've got some, like, really big theories in the doc. Oh!
You know, just have
this is loads of videos we've done.
Yes, self-shilling. Here's the musing that we all did. Obviously, P&E's new expansion reveal, the Netswell stuff. All the Plus Nazaroth and the Avalorn stuff, the South Sea stuff, all of that stuff.
Okay.
So it could be
player how really.
So I've actually had to at least like multiple times in the past 2 or 3 weeks go into certain chats and say stop overhyping yourselves, because the kind of the perpetual motion machine of speculation always goes into what will they do? Well, what do people want? Player housing? Are we going to get player customizable ships? I'm like,
no,
it's 10-2-6. Stop it.
That would be so much work for one event.
Bro,
you're going to make yourselves so
if player
mad
housing wasn't here.
whenever it turns out.
Bro, I'm ready to get on my knees and suck some cock.
Yeah,
I mean, that is something that you know, we're very good at here on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, it's okay. I don't think that. I think Night Squall. Maybe Night Squall gets like tied into the new season. Vampire Survivors
Jonathan
game
Haidt.
I just think about us playing the
so
roguelite Hearthstone expansion, and we just kept playing, and it was so goddamn fun. They could really they could really do something
Hearthstone
like that.
is so fucking boring after a
It
few
depends on
games.
what they have internally
Like,
in teams in terms of
it's
resources,
okay.
because
MTG is just
they
so
have
much
game
better.
designers
Like,
who don't really get to do an awful lot of game design most of the time.
Yeah, they're just making more WoW stuff forever.
Yeah, so the prospect of internal game jams, just saying, what if we do a Survivor mode in WoW?
ooh, that'd be sick.
And you go, get it working. There you go. It's fun. I
Bro,
think people really like that.
If there was a survival,
That's what I'm like. Some of this is like me doing the player housing.
bro, Brain Blast, and like fucking Valheim, Warcraft. I don't understand. That'd be fire.
Thing with me coping myself into, please give me this. Please give me a game mode that isn't actually the actual game, please.
Or do you think it's going to be Treasures of Telebine?
Definitely going to actually be Treasures of Telebine. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
I forgot about this. I forgot we had this like confirmed to us.
Damn.
When quick nudge.
It just in our guild, Dakor, who puts these things together, just went and you know,
did some inspect element trickery on people.
Yeah.
So he did. I just posted this. This was last Friday after stream.
Yeah, and at this point I'm like, okay, it's the weekend, gonna go home. We didn't have any news to cover. Oh, great, I can just like chill and relax. Oh, there's my response.
Yeah. And I...
This is what do you mean? And he puts in a fake blog post.
Yeah. The next
What a
update,
bastard.
Dragonflight, Treasures of Telebane is in development and will let eager treasure hunters to set sail and plunder the many treasures of Telebane. Watch your back.
Bro, what a cunt. He just posted that shit into a Discord.
Captain Netscrawl operating the South Seas. Which looks really real. And I'm like, that's pretty realistic copy. I was kind of
that was the thing when I saw that. I was like, you tell me we're having the Treasures Telebane, alright, let's go.
Yeah, I'm going to be so mad when we don't, Dakor. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's basically the situation Ollie's been, you know, playing about, as a few of the devs have. That's pretty much that. We're getting some surprise, some excitement, and a fundamentally different thing as well. We're getting some season of discovery in Modern. Now, they did say they're not doing this for all of, like, the next bunch of patches. They're going to have regular-ass PTRs. This is just an experiment. Of course, season of discovery players will know what it's like to have a new phase come out, and just, you know what features are there, but you don't know loads of specifics. And the devil's in the detail. Those are a lot of the exciting things. Overall, then, I think great. The big worry that you would have with the way that they're doing content now is that just everything becomes formulaic, the same. this kind of shows to me that they are willing to not just do that, the way they talked about Midnight having some feature that will blow people's minds. That also makes me think, like, okay, they're taking big swings these days. Turns out, I suppose, if you have like nearly 600 developers or something like that, you can kind of just go a bit mad.
That'd be crazy.
So,
If there was player
mad
housing.
with content,
That's all
but
we can
yes,
talk
a very
about.
controlled
Player housing would be
because
crazy
one
and
of the
awesome.
things about Season of Discovery and why Season of Discovery is going so well, it seems, is because Season of Discovery is it's more than a handful of people, right? But it is a small team compared to most teams anywhere in video games.
Come
and they're
on,
just kind
man.
of doing whatever they feel like within reason, and that's a part of where their agility comes from. As we'll cover later on, we have
Dark Iron Spy.
Phase 2, and we have like I can never remember what
The
his
Dark
name is,
Iron
but,
cunt.
Agrand, Josh's.
Josh Greenfield.
Yeah, he clearly has carte blanche or close enough to it.
I loved his Twitter.
Yeah, he just says whatever he wants to people anywhere online, and you're like, yeah, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah. I think we should probably. I would say I guess it is the elephant in the room, given the very aggressive posturing of your marketing, sir.
Yeah, now we've had enough time for everyone to see the thumbnail and click. We'll finally talk about it.
Yes, Steve Januzer is no longer at the World of Warcraft development team.
Good.
This is fairly
Fuck him.
interesting. This is something that I heard ages ago.
Bro, I hope
actually not.
I hope he doesn't get another job
I
writing
remember
ever
telling
again.
you when I heard about it, and we have definitely, thrown a few winks and nudges in. Like Taliesin and Evital, they've also thrown in a few winks and nudges. I think like it's kind of slowly percolated out, and everyone's just going, we just need to wait for something to break the news. And I guess the LinkedIn's actually changed. Where I think previously, I forget what it was previously, but like now there's an end date.
Yeah, there was no end, and he was still actively
the
director, according
Whereas
to
there
it.
is an end date now. There's November.
Why do you play this if you're going to be
2023.
so
It is
fucking...
narrative director.
Like, he's probably going to
Which
go over
is
there and
quite
backstab it. I
probably
can't
when
see him,
World of
so...
Warcraft Dragonflight more or less ended.
Yes.
And BlizzCon
Asshole.
showed the future of World of Warcraft, which he is obviously.
And all of that stuff, again, think about that's months in the past.
Fuck the news, bro.
So any of those, things we find out about BlizzCon or the end of Dragonflight, that's obviously, again, months and months and months in the past.
Like,
that all of
I
them
don't think he should be able to
at
write
BlizzCon.
anywhere. He was
So I'm
just
going
bankrupt
to imagine
creatively.
plans exit at this point, change in direction. Oh man, it's really weird. Like I end up listening to just honestly a lot of, I can't believe this, but the Boomer Radio about current affairs, and everyone's talking about General Zaluzhny no longer being the leader of the armed forces over the situation in Ukraine, and a lot of the people saying, oh well, sometimes you do just need to kind of rotate your commanders out as they get tired. Maybe think you need a new direction, and I think it's kind of interesting the way this has happened, because I think we're extremely obviously going in a way different direction.
Yeah.
You know the way, that popular video online where the car goes and takes a hard left turn into like out of the motorway, out of the highway. Yes. It feels like the plot did that, because I could see, you could see a lot of the things that they were doing at the start with, with this expansion, and it was clearly always going in the direction of
Hey, I
Titan
got some
stuff
reverb.
and the War Within. Obviously, War Within, that would have been in production, like, when Dragonflight shipped. That is when, Chris Metzen was only back the first time, not back the second time, third time, and fourth time, as he became more back, and then so back that he just is Warcraft now. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, it was as if they were, like, re-announcing that he was back every few months, but, like, hey, Chris Metzen just got another responsibility. You seem to be in deep thought.
I'm in deep thought because people are playing with echo from your mics.
Oh.
I'm trying to
Uh-oh.
see where that's actually coming from.
Oh, they knew it.
Nothing has changed unless you've figured this stuff.
Share, pay.
I haven't been doing any unauthorized fiddling with this.
Unauthorized. That's good. Yeah, I am absolutely no. I think it's just your. I almost. That was almost horrible. That almost went terribly.
Oh, that's a
Is this
delicious
set up?
flavor.
Well,
It's
I
juice.
could just
It's a
turn you down.
fried punch.
yeah,
Turn
it's,
me down.
yeah, it's turned you down. Well,
I am now down.
and also. That's the problem, I imagine. Who knows? It's really lean back, I guess. So.
Hello.
Hmm.
Hello.
Yeah, see, people are saying it comes and goes. There is not reverb in one of the scenes.
Shocking.
Oh shit.
But that's good feedback. If it sounds like there is, then
Then there may as well be.
Yes.
That's certainly interesting. But yes, where were we on that situation? Yes, the production timelines for WoW, of course, they always had known an expansion ahead of where they are. One of the things that's changed now is, and it's less that they didn't know the expansion after the next expansion.
I already got the Homunculi one. I got Shared Pain.
Idea. It's more that they seem to
Twisted
be far
Fate
more
is
locked
our next
in.
one. It's not till 15.
On that now,
so
given that Midnight
we're
is
going
in
to continue
simultaneous
following
production.
this leveling.
Which is, it's not to say that that's the exact same thing as the Lord of the Rings trilogy having its principal photography.
When do we
being
get our
filmed,
first?
back to back? But it is like way more parallelized than than it had been in the past. So I guess then what's interesting is there's Dragonflight. Dragonflight has, I think, a good start. Then Dragonflight gets weird in the middle. And things, I don't want to say that things happen out of order, because like they literally don't, but there's a lot of storytelling that if you always had that plan, you would have done a little bit differently. Like,
Shadow Word.
It's that weird thing, because technically, Xalatath, I suppose, met Iridikron after he flapped away. After he flapped away in Vault of the Incarnates, but before the Forbidden Reach patch.
I wasn't even. I don't even know if I was playing in Forbidden Reach.
Framing and how things have
Shit
sort of happened.
looks so fucking boring.
The way that Fractures in Time is overtly the start of the World Soul Saga. In a way.
Yeah, and that happened pretty late into the actual patch, but also it didn't really. It was kind of the start of the World Soul Saga, but it didn't really do that in any super. It was, but also it didn't make any like fireworks about it. It was like,
yeah,
it kind of is. And it kind of is, by the way, but only like in a logical capacity.
And there was so much that was also just confusing to us. Like, why do we go and, apparently reckon with Neltharion's legacy, but really don't do that much with it, including the humongous, big, void whole thing that is full of, like, absolute craziness and, like, shattered floating chains and everything that's underneath Zaralek. It's like, there's a lot of things that just... They felt like notably not done properly or fully.
Yeah.
That idea of like all of our characters are here in this objectively insane place with the big, void area, and nobody does anything or says anything. It's weird, right?
It is weird.
Even some of the way that Fractures in Time went.
Look,
I think a lot of people.
This is the same team that thought it would be really cool to have an Avenger scene in the middle of WoW. Like, I'm fairly sure that Danuzer has a hand in with that shit. Because I don't know that Chris Metzen would write that shit. It was lame as hell. It was dog shit. Okay, let's keep going.
People didn't think that it would essentially be a reset with some character development. Go off the one true timeline. We then defend the one true timeline, but at the cost of Iridikron getting to do his thing, because the Morrizond at the start of that dungeon, right, and halfway through when Morrizond appears,
was that
that's
Rise?
not our Nosdormu being turned into Morrizond. That's clearly like the proto Nosdormu being turned. Because how could they make Morrizond appear if how could they do that otherwise? We're just in the dungeon. Where's he come from? It's not like Nosdormu came with us and that, I don't know, crawled into a ball, cocooned himself, and then turned blue and white. And like, you know what I mean?
Black and white.
And all of the sloppiness and sort of weirdness with so much of that narrative that you talked about, like the whole tier plot line being, it's like, he's back. Didn't play a role in anything. Like, at the start of this expansion, I don't think anybody thought the tier would literally do nothing that contributes to the A plot. But that's exactly what happens. Tier does nothing that contributes to the A plot. And the A plot itself is a really weird, disjointed thing.
It's dog
Again,
shit.
like, because like overtly this is a segment about like, oh, the old narrative director is gone. He did seem to be a wild man for the number 5. Torches, and the sigils. Remember the sigils? Remember the jailer got the sigils, and you're all very concerned.
Yes, very concerned.
What were the
God,
Earthstones
the shit was
about?
dog shit.
Like, they're actually, that's it. If we ever get, like,
Bro,
funding to make a
what
documentary,
retarded fucking...
That will be
Oh, let's go ahead and throw a fucking... what is it called?
What was the purpose of the Earth stuff?
Not Courage.
We'll find out eventually.
What is it good?
I'll pick up what you're saying, but could you please point your mic not at the ceiling?
Not at the ceiling?
Yeah, where you see all of that. See that massive concave above us that's probably reflecting all of your voice?
Hello!
Because there's no soundproofing directly up there, and that's when the mic was pointed.
Delicious.
MacGuffin.
Yeah.
That's what I was
So try to
thinking.
bring a little bit more.
Hella
a little bit more
MacGuffins.
private downwards. Not quite like that.
He saw the Legion's success. He was
see
like,
There we go. Perfect.
everybody loves this.
Will not happen.
You know what I mean? At least don't
Like,
have it bounce directly off the ceiling and down. We should be okay. I can't start. Oh, also, yes, we did have a very mini F. Literally, it genuinely, it disconnected for a fraction of a second. Computers, I suppose?
Yes, computers. Right, so I guess that's like the initial thing. There has been a lot of confusion about some aspects of Dragonflight's plot. Obviously, it's one that we've criticized quite a bit. The whole Avengers Assemble bizarre scene, the end cinematic, the Mirror being very, very bizarre. Just honestly, kind of everything. Felt a bit weird, felt a bit directionless. I'm not exactly sure, how any of that went down internally. I don't know if this is a situation where Steve stayed on and, perhaps saw some of these live, sort of live delivery stuff with the current game, maybe saw those things to ship and then left. Don't know, but it does seem that, take Chris Metzen. I think originally he was supposed to come back as an overall franchise consultant, but at some point that changed to him being overtly on World of Warcraft, not just Warcraft.
Well, I can see exactly when and why that changed.
Why, Matt? Well, great. I don't have... Oh, that's me off the hook. Let's go.
Yeah, what happened was he, kind of came in
okay, there we
observe
go.
and consult, and then he looked at it all and went, "What is this?" And he probably brought people into the room, into a room, and said,
Where'd you
"Do you have any plans for what you're doing here? Can you show me the ideas? Can you show me?"
Right, he didn't have no fucking
the
ideas.
timeline for this? What are the themes?
Old boy's on a retard time,
And then
bro.
everyone who talked to him. How do I describe this? Probably just stammered. Well, you see,
Now,
Steve.
hey,
No,
hey.
Steve. You see, Chris. Now that's being brutally unfair to make a point.
Adamanthea, Persephone, why?
Persephone. Yes.
Persephone.
Why Malfurion, Persephone? I mean, the two things. Yeah, you set me off very intentionally. The two things that I think are the most indicative of this whole thing being completely... We started with a plan in Dragonflight, and then the plan exploded into dust. Was first off, obviously, why was... Actually, sorry, 3, yeah, because the O-Stones. Malfurion being yeeted into the Shadowlands in Ardenweald.
Mm-hmm.
They just come back randomly.
Just came back?
I'm like, yeah, I'm like what did you mean by this?
You know the way he came back without his much anticipated new powers, new abilities, and new perspectives
So cool.
that somebody maybe said that he would have.
Yeah.
Sort of didn't have any of those, did he? Ysera also didn't really do that much. Not a great deal. It was very weird.
Yeah, nothing happened that actually...
You know the way some of the
have-
Dragonflight leaders essentially
Let's
didn't
see.
talk to each other this expansion? You know the way Alex Straza just sat on top of a big tower? Oh, I suppose she was active. No, she was active in Guardians
Right,
of the Dream.
Yeah.
It's just lame.
Yeah, the final patch.
What was going on? And I suppose, obviously,
I wonder did they only plan 10-2? Did they have plans for 10-3?
Well, I think that at one...
I think they did.
I kind of think at one
But
point
I think
they
they did, and then they very much didn't at the end of 10-0.
I think it was killed earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that they probably wanted more, but it was killed earlier than people would think. I would say. Yeah, this has just been such a profoundly bizarre expansion. I mean, actual video game-wise, one of the best in ages. Like, they've fixed so many things. You know, brilliant. Big thumbs up. But yeah, narratively, and I suppose that's relevant because we are talking about the narrative director of the World of Warcraft. So it's kind of a funny situation. I remember Towley, who of course had known people. Towley saying that this one would be the baby of that team, shall we say? Yes. I mean, I don't know. Did it get aborted? That's a bit of a. I don't exactly want to have such extreme imagery there, but. I mean, it does feel like a lot of things changed. Even just that interview of, Malfurion will go into Ardenweald, he will come back with new powers, new perspectives. That didn't happen. He came back and immediately retired.
I mean...
Right decision.
Correct, I would do the same. I would very much do the same. 100%.
So that clearly changed. In fact, I know that Jared on our team, he's going through a video on this exact topic now. He's working on that, so... the idea that there was some sort of large shift. So we will bring you properly thought out points. There is another thing on this that there's another thing in this that's kind of weird. So I know that somebody on that team, and this is fine to say because they posted it on Twitter. I had heard and was linked to someone basically who was on that team, who I believe was hired. I forget exactly, but anyway, he was on the narrative design team. Something happened in Twitter because by the time that I was linked to it, it was basically somebody saying, okay, I did a lot of thoughts and feelings yesterday. Maybe not the best advice. Maybe I will return to this at a future date. Because sometimes if you're angry, maybe you should wait until things are a bit cooled off until you say things in public. I think that's evidently what that person thought. But it was somebody who was on the Warcraft narrative team, I think.
I vaguely remember this, but I don't remember what the content of it was at all.
Well, that's the thing. It wasn't one of those situations where it was screenshotted. I mean, maybe somebody screenshotted it at some time, but by the time that I was there, all that I saw was the post saying that the previous night's posts had been deleted. So again, I have absolutely no idea what was there. I think the gist was to do with, maybe things that the person was promised changed or what they expected changed. And I suppose if you're thinking about change, obviously there has been change at the highest echelons of the World of Warcraft creative team. That is just a fact. So these things could be related. They also might not be related. We don't know. But it was certainly,
there's smoke.
There was smoke.
There's a lot of smoke. And also a lot of fire and a lot of smell of burning and a lot of screaming. And that was television. No. That was the experience of playing it. Because I think I kind of I mentioned the Malfurion bit, him being gone and not been gone and then been gone and then been back for no reason. But one of the things that's also pretty
some water.
Yeah, well, Stones, and then they weren't there. Cool, nice. What about Farak? Was Farak supposed to be the boss from the beginning? You could not convince me if you tried. You could not convince me if you tried to tell me in some capacity that he was supposed to be the final boss.
You didn't feel like that at all.
In no way. He was the most mid-boss motherfucker of all time. And then it's just, he's the last boss now. It's over, by the way. Did we finish anything?
Tier.
Yeah, nobody wanted.
Was here?
They didn't want to finish the dog shit story they made, or that he made.
Is he in the fucking?
Gameplay wise, it's good, but
what's Elisand in this game for? Why is Elisand doing time travel shit?
I have been right. I'm going to send this to you, Matt, and we will see. I'm going to let's have a think about this. What do you think? What's your judgment here? Because it is pretty much what I expected, but I mean, I see the screenshot that you posted in our members lounge, Night Stalker, and that is also what I believe to be the case as well.
Yeah,
show it to us.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It does make sense. It does make sense.
It's one thing about their podcast I don't like is they need to say what they're talking about. Right? That's frustrating.
Because I want to trust that going forward that they'll understand all their problems and not make the same mistake again.
Yes.
But we have had so many expansions in a row where it's just full on. Sorry, we didn't plan very well, and now the expansion's different. we have had to full like drift, like you mentioned. Liam, you full on have to drift up the road. You have to change your direction. You have to pull the handbrake, get it right round. You have to multi-track drift some shit. So I don't really know what. I don't know what to think. Outside of, I'm assuming it will be better.
Yes. The thing, someone in the know is saying that it is disagreements and a lack of an ability to get on well with each other.
Irreconcilable creative differences.
In parts of the Warcraft creative team. So there, I mean, I've pretty much just said, well, that. 99 plus 1. I don't know how to compute it, but the answer is 100. So, no, I think I've pretty much said it.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Aha! Allegedly. There. It's magical. You say allegedly, and then you're safe for all journalisms. That's how it works.
That's how it works now. It used to not be the case, but that's how it works now. You get to say whatever you want, as long as you allege it.
I suppose the idea of, say, like, Mattson coming in. I mean, I have also
Nope.
Hang on a second. I've also talked about this before. Like, I have heard whisperings from people, like multiple, that there's like been people on the WoW team whose opinion on Chris Mattson was pretty much go away, boomer, with your boomer ideas. Which you know is one of those things. Like, why are you working in the thing that he's sort of did the vision for? Huh? If that's what you think. And certainly there are many people who would look at the World of Warcraft as it is right now and say, why does it no longer feel like World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
Why did you work in the game and then try to change it to be something else? So, maybe people have been worried about that sort of thing. Well,
Bro, I can't believe I don't have any more bags.
now. I mean, certainly, like, actual big, cool moments,
You're so cute.
they did sort of
I love
stop
kitties.
happening. They basically stopped happening. Like, whenever the
My kitty
changing
cat
of the guard
is
happened.
chilling.
Like, basically not a cool fucking thing has happened in this game for a long time.
It's true.
Let's actually, like, to go through things, and we'll start off with the Shadowed Lands. Nothing cool happened in Shadowlands.
Nothing.
Like, nothing. I mean, maybe the Sarfang's also your da bit with Anduin. Some people could say that was a big cool moment, but not a single cool thing happened in the Shadowlands. Like, a moment that'd say...
Gosh.
The only cool thing that happened in Shadowlands distinctly didn't feel like Shadowlands or Modern WoW because somebody finally remembered what a character is. So,
Yeah, low budget accident has been described as that.
yeah.
Not wrong.
Yeah, there's how do I describe this? How do I say this? Actually, this may not be the best term to use because I'm sure with the average age of our audience, no one will understand, but it completely lacked any form of sauce. It was pointless.
What
Like,
does that mean?
I don't know.
Train.
I don't know. Apparently, it's a good thing. Having sauce is a good thing.
What was the status of the cap?
Jesus.
Was there a cap? What did God think about it? How does Zoomers work?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out.
Um,
Sauce, not sus. It's not sus at all.
So,
But yeah,
I mean, we've established nothing cool happened in Shadowlands. I
Oh,
mean,
wait,
some
no.
people cried over Ysera. but-
Sorry, I know something was cool in Shadowlands.
What?
Remoria, it was cool.
I suppose.
Yeah.
But basically nothing cool happened.
But that's not a story thing.
No, like, sort of classic guttural Warcraft is cool levels of cool happened. The sorts of things that say in Warlords of Draenor or Legion people thought they were, very much there for. So none of that happened in that expansion. And then to move on to Dragonflight.
Backflip.
Nothing cool has happened in Dragonflight.
Alex Straza and Razagath fought.
It was
that was pretty nice.
There was something that was almost cool in the level up flow. And then
Razagath
nothing
was cool.
else cool happened. I mean, maybe the tier sacrifice was cool, but if you go through like patch...
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. That's the part that really bugged me.
It tried.
'Cause- Yeah, and that's the part that bugged me, right? Everyone was like, sweet, fantastic, excellent. Tyrannil Sylvanas moment wasn't cool.
That wasn't
You fucking
cool.
midwit. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. True.
Oh my god.
He basically
lame.
just said.
It was lame.
Sorry,
In-
that slipped out. I actually
in
don't mean to
Irish,
insult you, but
he just said,
it
"You
was
fucking
not
retard."
cool. It was the most fumbled attempt
You
at cool.
fucking
of all.
midwit.
It was the
Yes.
most. It had the most potential for cool, And then they immediately went, and we've
That shit was
completely
good,
lost
though.
any point of it whatsoever.
I mean, in fairness, one could say that that was a story crafted by those who gave the appearance that they were brainlets. I'm not saying they are brainlets, I'm merely saying that is the appearance that they gave from their work. Because it was fucking stupid. I mean, even to the point where,
it's dog shit.
obviously, that any of my previous comments would not be condoned by you know, anyone on the WoW team. Most certainly not Holly, but there was that interview that Holly did with somebody where she said that as a player she felt Shadowlands, you know, kind of lost its way. Narrative.
Got lost
and
in
you're
the
like,
sauce, bro.
yeah,
It's dog
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't really, it didn't really lose its way as much as it was picking up speed on the mountain pass at the beginning, and then a little tiny bit of the way into the actual 9.0 storyline, it forgot that there was a turn and just went straight off the mountain. Just like, you know, you're the worst potential case of being a bad driver in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, hitting the like tire busting trap, the spike trap, and just down the mountain you go. I'm sorry, you're defeated.
Do you remember when Sylvanas team rocketed? She fucking team rocketed up into the sky. But okay. Well, we can touch a little bit on BFA.
Fucking Danusa.
But yes, so nothing cool happened, and they essentially fumbled almost everything that they tried. Oh my god, the Butter King himself, Pelagos. God, Pelagos was awful.
And the worst part of that,
It could have been great.
but that's their problem, right? They there's a way to frame this. It's like the R butter, exactly. They thought they knew what was cool, right? They thought they knew what was cool, and they were almost right. They were kind of right on the direction, right? You go, here's the new arbiter. That's kind of nice, right? You could do that. That makes sense. You could go for. Fuck me, it's the fucking crown.
Look what they've done.
It's
with
the crown.
The Burger King. The Burger King crown.
It's the crown.
Why did you do that?
Here
You
is
silly sausages.
Here is possibly the second or maybe third coolest thing in World of Warcraft: the Helm of Domination.
Yep.
How do we make this
Ruin
uncool?
it. Yeah, how do we fucking
you would need a
ruin
team of
this
fucking
shit?
rocket scientists to make that uncool, and they did. They're actually turbo geniuses because they made the Helm of Domination, and the heroes reforging it into a better version that was full of light instead of bad, and they fucking fumbled that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what was the narrative point? To stop us getting mind controlled. But was there any point where someone did get mind controlled in the field? Yeah, but the crown wasn't like a moment. They didn't go, we have this motherfucker with the crown of wills.
Much like
Bolvar didn't put it on because he was the one who was wearing it, or they didn't force it on Anduin or some shit that could have been cool. Instead, there's like, and we have this thing in our who's fucking holding it? The Primus is holding it.
My two-word
Okay.
review of that narrative is erectile dysfunction.
Okay.
Because it just, you know, that's the way that it was with Shadow. It's like, listen, no matter how much you flip and slap that thing about, it ain't moving. It ain't happening. I don't know why I just decided to make it ED as a thing. But, you know what I mean? Where it was like just the most limp, like that was an expansion that reminded me of like, what's something that's really nice and crispy, but then you put it in the microwave and it just turns into a big slop.
All food.
Like, I mean...
reheated narrative, like.
Reheated narrative,
yeah,
damn.
it was, I mean...
True.
Like, at least Soylent has flavorings. At least if I have a Huel RTD, I could enjoy some chocolate sweetener. Shadowlands didn't even have that. I mean, in terms of big main plot, and like that's kind of the.
It was just crushed up soy.
And then you move into
Soybeans.
Dragonflight, and I mean the level of the dialogue in our cinematics has been
Kitty cat's so cute.
almost 100% awful. The only ones that I think have been good are like Emberthal and Abyssian. I mean, they're a little self-indulgent. I mean, oh god, self-indulgent doesn't even cut it for what a lot of these have been. But yeah, you know, look at the cinematic. Look at the way that the characters actually talk to each other. You know, like take a character like Caligos. I like Caligos. Now I never want to see him again because of the way he talks. because of the voice direction. Again, that's another really big weakness, I think, with most of the Dragon characters.
Yeah.
Voice direction. I don't know how. Like, I'm sure all of those people can put on great performances elsewhere, but they're like, oh, look at that. Caligos can display this emotion. Cool. Well, we'll just keep it locked in that gear for the entire expansion and never change it, because wouldn't range be a terrible thing? Wouldn't variety be terrible? And that does cut both ways. And it cuts back to old WoW as well, where old WoW would continually undercut, you know, what could have been really cool moments, right? Or really, like, you know, emotionally impactful moments. So I'm not saying that the game is, you know, I'm not saying that, like, we have like a scale, and the scale is rippling, galloping abs and beer on this side, and
Galloping abs?
Galloping abs. I don't know why. That's just what galloping abs and beer and muscles and large axes and things. That's sort of the old vibe. And then the new vibe is the big therapy hug box. Here's the thing, though. What if we merge them? What if we merge them so that we can have big, emotionally intelligent, you know, good character work, and also things that are, you know, spectacle and the sort of Blizzard cool that's got a bunch of cheese in it, but you kind of merge them together with a level, you know, with sincerity, and then you have something that's successful. And they've like never really managed to ride that line well. Like, I think of the Dragons, the only time that Alex Strauss and Northstorm have worked for me is in the trailer for Fractures of Time, where they actually talk like they've known each other for a stupidly long amount of time. They're like, oh my god, what? They remembered.
Yeah, I'm trying to like formulate exactly what I think what the key is to actually good storytelling that people enjoy. And obviously, there's a billion things like, and this has been studied since.
I know someone has one goal.
Since people could scribble things on walls that meant something, storytelling has been studied. But to me, I think in terms of like recent stuff and modern things that kind of do it right and do it wrong, it's dialogue being is a lot of the problem. I think a lot of what fundamentally what I like is people having dialogue and talking to each other and having like clearly things in themselves that change or happen. And there was none of this expansion. It was all just we're going to give a combined speech where there's almost like a spotlight on every character as they're like, and this is my part that I'm going to say, and now, and then the other dragon picks it up and goes, and it is my part to say the thing that I'm going to think. I haven't seen anything called Fear Not Articuno. That's a good one. Yeah, it was cool of Articuno to change your mind and join us in 15 minutes.
Like, there's one way
that actually wasn't. Vernos joining wasn't too bad because they actually bothered to give us a little bit of context for where that might happen.
I mean, yeah,
only a little bit. Only a little bit.
But like that was quick.
It was quick,
but
it was better than literally nothing.
That was like, that was I have internally been decapitated levels of quick whiplash. You know, like, oh, welcome to Fury Incarnate. 5 minutes later, Vernoth has changed.
Yeah,
there's just the amount of, like, the show don't tell stuff. I think that, like, that's been some of the most rough in a lot of their writing. And I think one of the things that frustrates me, because, you know, everyone's talking about, oh, the hug box and the this and the that, and all of that sort of talk is going on. What annoys me is it's like, you have hurt the cause that you tried to serve. That's the bit that really gets me. Because
that's the entire problem. It's literally like,
because that's the thing I want to be really clear about.
No one has a problem with it until they have a problem with it. That's
so, you know, all the fucking brainlets who look at Anduin in the Silva cinematic and think, oh, he's crying. Oh, what a pussy. Pussy baby. I actually offended somebody at Blizzard because I replied to one of those being like, oh, yeah, far better he just keeps it in and shoots up a school. But like, there's a big fucking struggle of like young men and shit, and no, I actually think that cinematic handled Anduin perfectly, and it was brilliant scene. Absolutely 10 out of 10, no notes, thumbs up. And the bit that annoyed me is that some of the sort of lovey-dovey stuff kind of felt so forced, so rammed in, that it turned a lot of people sort of against it. I think they inadvertently shot themselves in the foot by doing that bad. It's a little bit like clicker
Yep.
training a dog, and I know that this is inherently very dismissive of the personhood of people in Twitch chat, but that's okay because you guys are in YouTube chat. So you know the way.
Did you know people just actually have like? There is a default audience-ification of people where people call other people chat. Did you know Zoomers do that now?
What?
Zoomers use chat as like we've invented a new like pronoun that's chat. That's for an unseen audience.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like a
That's
collective
kind of
resolution.
weird.
But like, so you know the way it's instead of actually analyzing the thing in front of them, they go, oh, word association, man, tears, the woke agenda has struck again.
Ah, what have sweet baby done now?
No. Right, and you know, it's just like, what? You're like a fucking clicker trained dog. And so
Wait,
that's
what?
the bit that kind of frustrated me. They did such a bad job of approaching those topics that they've trained the audience to have a topic-based revulsion rather than a execution of an idea-based revulsion, because if the idea is badly executed, it's shit, I don't like it. If that same idea is well executed, it's really brilliant, it's strong. And I think that's the sort of thing that
Okay. Well,
frustrated me, because
guess we gotta wait.
WoW, like, I don't want to go back to old WoW. I don't want to go back to that, like, look, you know the day the Deathwing came? I always thought that was bad. Like, when I played it, I thought it was stupid.
Oh, that dumb shit quest in Canada.
Yeah, all the, like, Lamau, Blood Elf, man's gay! Like, wow, very funny.
What?
Yeah, so there's, like, me as, like, I don't know, 2010. Me as a 16-year-old thinking that it was pure island stupid. Like, I'm not saying that I want to go back to that stupid shit. What I want is for it to be good. So I would like the strengths of old Blizzard to then be bolstered.
I really don't even know what he's talking about.
Their weaknesses, which with WoW storytelling, they had many in the past. Look at the Burning Crusade. There's like, yeah, Illidan, he talks to a skull and he's went mad. Hit print, done. Next expansion.
Yeah, this guy doesn't really make sense as a villain. How do we make him make sense as a villain? He's bad now. Okay, we want Illidan as a raid boss. Well, that doesn't make sense to any of his lore. Fuck it, good life. We'll figure it out. We'll figure something out. It's okay. It's grand. It's grand. Yeah. So I'm kind of hopeful for stuff going forward, but like we could literally talk for a billion years about all of the massive scripts and where it's come from. I think it just takes like a. I'd say I'm hoping that Metzen's re-edition comes with an awful lot of, I guess, an outside perspective. Not just from him, like, kicking the around and going, right, we need the axes and the beer and the metal again. But
I'll take all of them, please.
yeah, but, like, you know, I'm trying to figure out a way to explain this really, like, succinctly. But it is effectively, look at what your game is, right? Look at all the feedback, and don't attach ideology to the feedback, because this is, and I'm not going to bring it up, but I did say it. We'll talk about the Gala of Gift stuff, the new Love is in the Air thing. But like, it is very much, this is what the current like writing team really love to do.
The same thing.
The same thing
Again
for all
and
the
again.
side quests, yeah.
And again.
Yeah, and and I see it and I go, this is pretty decent as its own little thing, and I like what you're doing. The execution, it's all fine, but I just don't want it to be, here's the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, because then it's just like, okay, you've just
everything's being a friendly
chapter rewrote,
like a bunch of friendly bullshit.
You know, with a different plot, but it means the same thing.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, we get it. You've hit home this thing again and 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 again. Okay.
Yeah, but the almost, maybe ideology is the wrong term, but applying like labels to feedback and going, well, that's from X category of person, so it should maybe be a little bit, not counted as real feedback because it comes from whatever place, and or maybe you just personally don't agree with it.
Well, I just want a degree of diversity within the game. Like, that's the thing. It's so one note.
Yeah, you want actual.
You know, you want your big, like, epic moments. You want your soft tender. You want them all.
And it's not
Instead
even
of just kind of
about
the same thing again and
yeah,
again.
and it's not even just about big and epic and soft and tender. It's about having a variety of themes. Or
Yeah.
if you want to go, you have one big theme, and then you have an
Everything can't be lovey-dovey bullshit about friends.
Same
and
idea. It's like the
we need some conflict in this.
there's a
bitch.
massive amount of
A real
like,
conflict.
trying to be reductive because of how I don't want to like say media literacy is at an all-time low, because I know people say that and they're probably right, but also fuck one knows, it might just be people being more on Twitter than ever before and saying their opinions. Maybe it's actually completely maybe it's as regular as it always has been, it's just more people are vocal. But like I'll bring an example from a game I've recently been playing, Persona 3 Reload. Right, I know it's always weird time. It's not BA. I could bring in BA, but it's a little bit more interesting. Whereas P3 I've got a clear point for it, which is you talk about, you know, you ask someone, what's Persona 3 about? And someone goes, it's about death. It's about Nietzsche and philosophy or psychology.
Wait, what?
Cool. But it's not just that.
Is it?
Because you go to a social link and it's like, well, here's a social link and here's a girl who's afraid of men, and she has like a couple of like social problems in school and stuff. That's one. Here's the other one. Here's an old couple that are getting old. One of them starting to show signs of Alzheimer's, and that's like a story beat, and it all links into the actual like the totality of the story. Thematically, not literally.
Yeah.
It's not like, well, if you don't see the end of this social link with the old couple, you're not going to understand. It's not that lore oriented, that plot oriented stuff. It's like there's just lots of different things happening, and it all kind of feeds into the same feeling of live life now, because death is going to happen. So life has to be lived now at all stages of life. Enjoy it, etc., etc. Which is isn't Persona just Carl Jung, the after show god? That's Persona 4. That's all Jung with shadows and stuff, and 5 degrees masks. But yeah, and that's where I think that like
I don't have that.
WoW kind of doesn't have that, and sometimes it never really had, but it still had lots of different things happening going on. It still had lots of different story beats, and it had different bits of just everything that you wanted from a story. That was, here's a world at war, and it's a fantasy world, and here's epic questing, and here's some less epic questing. Here's some, obviously people joke about like, go pick some berries out of dung in, was it Nagrand? That was it. I was like, there just needs to be like a lot more of, I guess, things people want to see, as opposed to like a rough narrowing of the viewpoint of what people expect and want out of themes and vibes. And it doesn't necessarily need to be, I guess I regret saying this every time I talk about anything, but everything is so oriented on the experience and the feeling and the vibe. They go, what is going to make people feel really strongly in lots of different ways? What do you want people to get out of this? Oh, you want some sort of like positive sentimentality? Then you've got the Taipan storyline. It was like, here's a little dog. Dog isn't really good at anything. Dog feels left out. Dog finds its purpose. Dog feels happy. It's an unusual purpose, not the expected purpose. But it is purpose. That's good. That's great.
Yep.
Where's the one where like someone pushes through profound personal suffering to grow? Where's the one where enter trope? Where's the one where enter trope? Where's the one where enter heroic storyline that people engage with? Where are all of these that are backed up by moments of here's actually feeling strong and feeling epic, and here's the part of feeling defeated.
No, it is modern story. Therefore, it is not about overcoming things within yourself. It is about finding acceptance from the community.
Which is always funny.
That's annoyed me.
Yeah,
that's time again in media. Was like, no.
Yeah,
or it could be both.
I always like the old school difference between Western and Eastern heroism stories, where it was always like, well, how are you gonna beat the boss? Are you gonna find the strength within yourself, or are you gonna find the magic gun? I always love those two. The difference.
Are you going to relight the oath stones?
Yeah. Are you going to get? Well, I mean, this is a bit different.
Bro,
are you going to get the master sword?
Remember that shit?
Talismans from the sages? Or are you going to unlock the power up that was in yourself? Are you going to L3 and R3 accept the truth? Or, as happened in Tekken, are you going to press A to believe in your own heart? Because apparently, just 2 video games in 6 months across is press a button to do a narrative thing, which is believe in yourself and win. It's cool stuff.
There is another side to this,
yeah.
which is just that execution is, in many ways, execution is everything, and execution has also been where a lot of things have fallen over. So a lot of things they wanted to do and weave with these dragons, you know, that could have all been fine if they actually talked like they were, you know, however many thousand years old they are. You know, if they had vocal performances that were not the vocal performances that they had, which were very stiff, especially Alex Straza. Like, there's just this kind of laundry list of things where it's like, yeah, but, you know, themes, whatever. It wouldn't have mattered if your thematic work was basically perfect because it's been executed so badly. So they, you know, they kind of messed up the macro, but they also messed up the sort of the execution of things. So it's not like they really had real just standout things that could kind of, you know, pull them up. So they, you know, they didn't have that. They also didn't, you know, they also weren't more than the sum of their parts. I mean, at least say Battle for Azeroth. It had a few standout bits with the Sarfang stuff that, even though BFA was far, far less than the sum of its parts, it had a few really cool parts that they have cocked up.
Yeah.
Or even say, like, take Chromie. Chromie's a really good example. It's like, developers, I get you like Chromie. Sure. But why have you ruined Chromie? Whereas Chromie is, you know, Chromie has been so Flanderized. Flanderizing is essentially the process where Ned Flanders started off as a dude who was a bit, you know, who was Ned Flanders, but as time went on, Ned Flanders basically became the living meme version of himself.
You become distilled into being a parody of yourself.
Yeah, so Chromie then turns into a parody of herself.
Yeah, because everyone goes, well, what's Chromie's thing? Oh, being quirky, no.
Quirky and saccharine, that's it. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Chromie, no range. Quirky, saccharine, that's it. And congrats, you took a character that I liked and basically rammed it into the ground, and you thought you were doing good.
Which is such a far cry
you don't
from
get it.
the deaths of Chromie.
Like, big far cry from that.
Because you don't get it.
That's, I mean, that's just, that's a lot of it.
Yeah. I think that's the, like, we could talk around it for a billion years, but I think the ultimate thing is execution. I think if you execute a story well enough, then you will magically not have any problems based on the direction or based on any of like the ideas or any of whatever kind of problems you have. You'll get around them if your thing is good enough that no one cares.
People keep on talking about Elmo, and I saw there was some video essay that appeared on my YouTube about like how Elmo ruined Sesame Street. Now, I don't think I've ever watched a Sesame Street before.
No.
Like, I think it was more of a thing in America, though I know it was pretty big here too. But apparently, I don't know, maybe Elmo is also an example of a character being Flanderized. I can't say, but I know it's something that people have been talking about.
So, I don't know. The only thing I know about Elmo was Elmo recently went on Twitter and asked if everyone was doing okay. And everyone told Elmo the truth.
Oh no.
Which was so great. I'm just like, Elmo, let me tell you something, Bob, it is not good. We have problems here, my man. And then I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And then I think it was Elmo. Yeah, Elmo was attacked on. Who attacked? I don't give a shit. Some American celebrity talk man attacked Elmo on a celebrity talk man show or something.
Jordan Peterson, right? He's not American.
Yeah. So, it's avoiding things like that, right? It's avoiding the problems of what if you just do things right instead of bad,
I don't know about that.
What if you actually just get the correct execution, which is
that'd be sick.
This story would still, if everything was the same, but the lines were delivered better, then it would be less shit.
Yes.
And eventually, once the execution gets good enough, and that kind of flourishes, and to me, it's kind of a little bit about, Larry David is not Celebrity Talk Man. I misremembered. Larry David is actually extremely good comedian and writer. But I think one of the things is it seems like indicative of a production problem where they cannot pay attention to detail. They cannot sit down and go, well, let's do the right thing with all of our energy. Because if you simply did the right thing, you would never do the wrong thing.
Duh! Easy!
True.
Which is
Just don't be wrong!
Which is to say, I think.
Sounds like he's in a toilet or in a bathroom.
I'm hoping that whatever issues of having this creative director leading.
Bro, this mountain is fucking annoying.
Is, that they will not.
How do I get up there?
Just randomly change your expansion mid-expansion for the crack. They won't look at the entirety of the storytelling and go, oh, we only told 20% of the story, or oh, we told 100% of the story, but it's all the same bit over and over again. Or they just haven't actually. Hold on, though, does doing the right thing make the line go up or down? We're operating under the assumption that doing the right thing will eventually make the line go up into top.
Another issue that there has been, I know, is a degree of factionalism. I don't really know what the factionalism within the development team is like now. It's one of those things I certainly think.
We talking
How the
about
fuck do I get up
factions
there?
or no? Okay. Okay, no. Just to be clear.
We're certainly talking about different cohorts who've joined at different times. That's like I'd heard of factionalism, at times. And it's one of those, I suppose it's just, yeah, the narrative has been awful. We're not saying that out of badness. It is widely being mocked. People on Twitter might be like, I like that character, and there he is, very happy. But I think...
I mean, they're good characters, like, Eridicon is cool.
If you are so in your own little bubble, and you're only really getting feedback from people in your own bubble, like the thing with World of Warcraft, I think, for a long time there is, if its narrative would have been shown to anyone who was not within World of Warcraft, it would be laughed at. Kind of like the experience that I think a lot of the Destiny players have had, where they're like, hey, Witch Queen, they finally got their mojo back. And then, I don't know if you've seen some of the, like, especially the voice work from those weird Silver Surfer dudes, but, like, yeah, it's a whole thing in Lightfall. But, like, then being a Destiny player, like, oh no, I told them that Witch Queen was really good, and now they're playing Lightfall. It's actually that thing where the stuff going on in WoW was so embarrassing that, you know, you almost wouldn't tell your friends to go and play it because you'd be worried that they would judge you as being someone who does that. Like, you know the way
I'd be
when
horribly ashamed to admit that I like World of Warcraft.
You know the way, like, if a piece of media is, like, that bad, then you're like, oh, you know, I will be judged if people find out I think this is awesome. You know, and this is certainly where I do think about a
It's
phrase,
so fucked up.
a phrase that has
True,
been
though.
etched into many people's brains, especially people like you, Matt. You people who enjoyed Warcraft 3. And that is, Eternity's End serves as the final chapter of one book, the Warcraft saga.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the final chapter of one book. The one book was actually a very small book that was off to the side that we now consider Apocrypha. Thank you, goodbye.
Apocrypha.
And this is where I think we've kind of talked around Denuser a little bit, right?
We have completely talked around Denuser because you kind of don't want to take it personal. The only bit where I will take it personal is Ner'zhul. Because I was told in an interview that Ner'zhul would be coming back, and
he did. You weren't lied to at all.
So good.
Yeah, I'm still pissed. Why did you... I mean, Ner'zhul was like one of the franchise's great villains. Great characters.
Actually, literally, like, especially if you look at Warcraft 2, genuinely one of the most important characters in canon and genuinely fantastic.
That's what they did. That's what they did.
And then they just went, here he is a boss fight. What's the boss fight?
Well, big bad
head. He's in torment and there's bits falling off him. Like, that's cool, but what about the rest of him? His story? Is he just the
Yo, what's up?
Is he not the,
How you doing?
You know,
Yeah, it's like,
dark shaman who led the horde?
could it not just be Memberries? Michael keeps echoing. That's really weird.
Yeah,
I'm doing alright.
want to put
It's not the
Good night
microphone
today.
ceiling thing. It's not.
Just listen to this
I don't want to put a
Baylor
big pause in the
podcast.
stream to investigate, but I don't know.
Normally I watch this by myself, but I was like, you know what? If the news is gone, it's
really hard to do
It's a good,
when I'm reminiscing over
thing to
Ner'zhul and
celebrate.
Eternity's End as
Fuck
the
that
final,
dude.
you know, the final chapter of the book.
I'm glad to hear you're doing good too. Appreciate you.
You know, it's just like epilogue.
What you getting into tonight? Just browsing like small streamers or whatever?
Stand against what is to come. What is to come? Who is Tucum? Where is Tucum from?
Certainly not me. Anyway, okay, I don't know.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
not good. It's not good. So, I think this is the problem.
Pitiful mortals, you will lose
Man.
because I am smart.
Let's watch the stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the chocolate.
You playing SOD?
Yeah, like obviously people bring like Arthas being dusted, and I here's your 30 anima Arthas. It's things like that that go. You cannot help but imagine malice involved. It
Yeah.
is full on, like it genuinely feels like you're being spat on as a player when that happened,
Yeah, fuck this.
and
fucking-
it does frustrate me that
The
that's
fact
just
that they
the way
thought he
that
was a
story
good
was
writer
ended
is
forever.
crazy.
Because it obviously ties into the Anduin stuff, and they're like, and Anduin's, we're bringing Anduin along for the War Within because he's got a big story, and you go, right, well, you're going to try to fucking Jedi mind trick. Anduin's story was good the whole time. And there's like, they will be able to pull it together quite well, I think, but
I think it'll work.
the problem is that you go, well, could you describe the execution of that middle bit of a story, or are you just going to make it the fuck up? Because they're just
I
going to
didn't
make
know.
it up every time Anduin.
Isn't he already
What
back?
happened to you, Anduin? And he gives a recap.
Sometimes I play
He's like,
DVD.
well, I was forced to
Nintendo
do
games.
unspeakable
Okay,
acts
nice.
against my own will. And you're like,
I haven't
Yeah, but that's not what
played Dead by
happened.
Daylight, but I do play like
happened was
Pokemon and stuff.
they built up this whole bit where you were like, well,
Play Mario.
you're going to have to submit
Zelda
is it
games. Yeah.
all the horrible things I did that I didn't do, by the way. You're like,
Oh,
I just
shit.
want to look at puppets.
AoE.
I claimed the sigils for
did?
my own.
oh,
Or-
I would be violently ill.
I don't know if
I
you're
think
a
I
man
would
or
punch.
woman,
I
so-
would punch my monitor
Yes.
if that happened. I genuinely would. I would straight up do that. I like.
Yeah, I like Mario. The new
yeah,
one
the
was
thing with Arthas
really
is the one I
fun.
want to like actually stick to because that's
It's a little bit easy, but you know, it's a
that's
kid's
one of the
game,
things
so
when I think of obviously.
can't judge it. Oh shit!
Mr. Like
Ah.
season 8 Game of Thrones over here, which obviously that's your own personal thing. If you do, that's fine. But you have to remember that if you're making a product for people,
When he said
people
he
didn't
likes
like
season
one
8 of
thing,
Game of Thrones, that was
oh,
crazy.
yeah.
but you try to emulate one thing that people didn't like, it's kind of like just going, well, I like extremely unpopular thing. I will emulate extremely unpopular thing and go, why is it not popular? I'm confused. It's like, but
I liked it.
Yeah, you
I
like
like
it.
it.
And you liking
Uh,
it doesn't mean other people will like it when you do it.
I mean,
Source, me. I
mean,
like weird shit.
It's that thing with the Game of Thrones season 8 thing, where in a way it does feel like a low blow.
I play it a
but
lot, but
it is
I also play
unfortunately
like
very
Final
relevant.
Fantasy,
Extremely,
you know.
yes, exceedingly.
Because you know, it's,
I play Final Fantasy. I play a lot of games. But I guess it would be considered my main game, but I also make YouTube videos. So, you know, I just do like reviews on games a lot of the times. Right now I'm playing SOD because it's popular right now. It's also fun, so. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Too many. But you can catch me playing like Final Fantasy or pretty much whatever. Yeah, Final Fantasy. Probably gonna be playing Yakuza. Yeah, I mean I'm streaming on YouTube, Kick, and Twitch right now. So. My YouTube channel does way more. What's your YouTube channel? It's just Kingslick, same as this. It's not. I don't have like a huge following or anything, but you can watch my shitty videos. I haven't uploaded for a while, so I need to do. I think I'm going to do the Yakuza 1 or is it Yakuza 0 soon here, and then yeah, we'll see. I haven't played any of the Yakuza games, so I really want to try it.
it's like
One
if somebody
person does
was
stuff. Like,
if somebody, let's just say somebody's a programmer, right, and there's some terrible piece of software, and that programmer's like, no, It's great.
So
Those
great.
developers make the right decisions because I like.
Actually, the Discord UI change on mobile was amazing.
Then-
Down to all my software. Then you go, you out
Yeah,
now.
because you'd be like, okay, actually, a lot of those opinions are rather wrong. Sorry.
Dude,
Your currently held thoughts. Your
just so
currently
you know,
held
if you haven't
beliefs.
played WoW, this guy right here is responsible for like pretty much now 3 expansions worth of dog shit store. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Do you stream as well? This guy here is responsible for like 3 expansions of dog shit story in WoW, and he's leaving. So a lot of people are happy about that. A lot of people are happy, including me. Like, honestly, I hope that he can't find a job as a writer, because not that I hope that he can't work, but as a writer, bruh, he's so incompetent. Oh, another fucking Lily supplies? No, we're not gonna pick that one up though. Dang, dude, I run out of. I really appreciate that sub. No, dude, I want to stream right now. Oh, well, really, the main thing is just make sure you have a PC that can handle it. What kind of PC do you have? And you say you're playing Nintendo games. You're gonna need a Elgato or some type of capture card.
Are going to be damaging to the product. This is
Yeah.
the problem, and that's the thing when we're in this kind of like creative, subjective sort
Mostly,
of role, because it's one of those weird things.
For
where it's
streaming, the biggest thing is having
like, the
a good
idea of like, oh yeah, just gonna
having
fire
a good
something
graphics
having
card.
bad taste.
Anything
Seems
that's like
very
a
wacky, but
like
you're
a 4070 and
job.
up. should
Actually,
be
if
like
somebody
totally
has bad
fine.
taste,
I have a 3070.
they have to go.
That's fine.
Sorry.
I also
only A
stream
players.
2 PC.
We don't,
Yeah.
we don't need B players who are making excuses for themselves.
Yeah, here's the,
And that lowers how
another
much
example is definitely
your
not gonna
main
get
PC
anyone
has
mad.
to work.
Like, okay, well, so
oh,
so what do you do to the people who are currently the showrunners for the Avatar show? You go, cool changes. They're all wrong. Goodbye.
Dude,
get
the Avatar.
in.
Oh, fuck.
What do you do with the people who made the One Piece show on Netflix? You go, actually, you showed the utmost reverence to your franchise and made the IP substantially more valuable. And
that one,
people
combat.
made a good show for Netflix. You get
What?
to stay. You get to not get shot. Well done. Whereas the Avatar
shot.
people just like
Yeah,
shot
fuck the
in
Avatar
space.
people, bro. And
Shot
fuck
straight
the
into
Witcher
space, and
people.
that's it. Same with the Cowboy Bebop people. I really hope the Overwatch Cowboy Bebop thing is actually related to the Netflix show and not the original anime, because I would laugh myself so hard I might die. But yeah, it is straight up. Sorry,
That would be
you have to
so
make things that people
dog
like,
shit if. Oh my
even
god.
if that's not the thing you like.
well, it's in fact your job. It's like
Actually,
if we just started deciding to make videos. That
Yeah, no
people don't
problem.
like, and that's
Hey,
not to say that
look,
we're sitting here being like, oh,
you're
this
always
guy's
welcome here if you got any
good
more
example, like
questions.
Pal
You
Rolls
can just
thing.
message me on Kick.
or we're still critical.
you
of
can
Pal
join my
Rolls, 'cause, like,
Discord.
look, I think it's
You can do that.
creatively bankrupt
I could give
hogwash.
you some more.
I still
deeper
completely
insights.
understand why for loads of
Ask me
people it's like an
questions.
8 out
Yeah.
of 10, 10 out of 10 experience, and I totally get why it has 19 million players. Personally, I'm not interested in going near it
I
because
wouldn't touch
I'm
it
there for the
10 foot barge
creativity.
pole, like, yeah.
Wait, Power World? It's fun, bro.
Yeah, or even like not really entertaining some of the weird conspiracy theories. Or actually, somebody tied Vanguard in our comment section. Vanguard and BlackRock. They tied Vanguard and BlackRock to user reviews being deleted in Steam. So when you're like, wow, that's like really impressive.
That's some good creative
I
writing.
I don't think I
That is
have
some
it on
creative writing,
here,
all
but
right.
maybe
They
I'll send
should,
you
they should try
an
to
invite to
write
my
Tom
Discord
Clancy-esque
server.
novels. That'd be good.
Oh man, yeah.
That'd go down well.
So
Yeah, I
th-
think.
I mean, that's basically the thing. It's like, yeah, does it feel like a low blow, the Game of
There you go.
Thrones Season 8 thing? It does feel like a low blow based on our normal standards. But this is just, this is like,
Oh, am I gonna
writer
fucking die
likes
here?
a lot of very flawed things, gets job on large thing, continues to not have particularly great taste or execution.
Chef only eats expired McDonald's, wonders why no one likes his food. Like,
I suppose this, you know, you may have had a sort of,
fucking nasty.
you know, was it Kitchen Nightmares? What's the one where Gordon Ramsay goes to the people?
that was Kitchen Nightmares.
Okay. I do feel like World of Warcraft really needed a severe Kitchen Nightmares sort of job.
Oh yeah. Oh, that would be
at that point in time. And then it's kind of annoying because like
that would be such a sick YouTube series. What if like it was just a dev that goes into different game studios and it's like Studio Nightmares and just fixes the shit out of them. Studio Nightmares, EA. I think that'd be sick. Okay, what else do we need? Gyro mechanic gear. Alright. I will continue hitting you up on after I get finished with stream. I don't really talk on Discord unless somebody is trying to, like somebody I really know, but I'll hit you up after stream and then we can talk about it later, okay? I'm not ignoring you, that's why I'm saying that.
like Dragonflight, it's side quest probably good. A plot, we maybe think
A plot was kind of dog shit.
of the Winds of Change.
But I think they can fix it.
And that's the part where we have to kind of go, well, what exactly was Stephen responsible for? Turns out a lot, actually, over the years. This is from his
shit.
LinkedIn.
It's that weird thing where there's definitely like, if I was just a player,
Yeah.
and you know I wasn't, because like see the thing when we sit down here we got to do the whole analysis thing, and that like by
Speak for yourself.
like by default it kills some of your own emotions towards the thing. Like
Yeah, no problem,
man,
no
if
problem.
it was back in the day, and you know this wasn't like, you know I didn't have to apply a degree of professionalism to my video.
Not really
game
right
games.
now. If we can get to like 50,
Yeah, definitely.
50 followers,
things
that'd be
would-
sick. I'm pretty like
In the
small
same
on
way
Kick
if-
right now.
Like
My
you know, let's
Twitch has a lot
like
more.
say Severance
and my
season
YouTube
2.
has a lot
like if
more,
Severance
so-
season 2 happened
But
and you just
I'll
like
add some.
bunch of the creative team changed.
Right
and
now,
it
I've been
was
switching
suddenly
over to a two
profoundly
PC stream
awful
setup,
in a way where somehow
and
season 2 is
I took a
forgotten,
pretty
season
long
1 was.
break recently, so
Raging. You'd be absolutely raging, right?
I'm just getting back in.
And you know, it's fine to just be like, fucking, they
Us
ruined
main
the
hole.
thing we liked. You're like, yeah, that's a, you know, it's like, it may come off as a harsh criticism, it's a perfectly normal way for somebody to feel.
Yeah. And this is, like, we talked this for the entirety of the time Shadowlands was a thing. We talked about it ad nauseum, but it's the, like as Palmer points out, like, they need someone to remind them they are there to provide an experience to their customers.
True.
And that should have nothing whatsoever to do with their personal views. Now, I don't fully I don't fully agree with that, because I do
That
think
can be a good way to
Make a dog
make it
shit game.
impossible for you to do good work, in a way.
yeah, so I do genuinely think that, like, you need to be creative to be involved in creative work. But you
It's
also
true.
can't let that be your only driving force.
Yeah,
It's
seem
good,
like
yeah.
emotional skin in the game.
Yeah, because if your only thing is I'm going to do what I want to, then you're
Professional
Yeah,
display? What do you mean?
do that in personal projects, do that as an indie or something like that instead. And sometimes that works fine. And some people are lucky enough, or maybe lucky is the wrong term. Maybe they're just really, really, really good at their jobs. But there's people who, like, their whole own creativity works, and that's where you get, like, though I think those are few and far between.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe a decent example of that was maybe like Hi-Fi Rush or something, because that's a game that came out of Tango, and clearly John Johannes, the director, that was clearly like a labor of love from all of them.
Yeah.
But it was a new IP, it was a fresh start. Just kind of did what they thought was super cool. But all of
my
what
Twitch
they
channel
thought was
does
cool
have
aligned
that,
with what
But
the audience thought was cool.
it's a lot of
they
work
were
for
fresh audience.
very little
Does everyone
return.
want this on a big stage? And I went, you know, not everyone, but a lot of people went, hell yes.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, I
That's a
don't
good
have
game,
the
and
money
it's
to
right
be
up my alley.
purchasing
Okay, sure, let's
things
go
at
for
the
it.
moment. I got 2 kids and
Whereas
stuff.
a little
So
bit different when you pick up
it's not that easy for
someone
me.
else's project and kind of continue and go.
Plus, I'd
"Well,
rather
I
build it
do
myself.
What I do best. And but people don't like this for what you do. They like it for what it was before. So you have to try and keep that up. And you can.
I will
you can
add
push and pull different
emotes.
directions
I do
with
have
tiny
some
things, but
emotes
you can't
on
just change it. You can't just change it.
on
Rebel Moon's an
what is
example
it?
of it, not. I never watched Rebel Moon.
Twitch, but not here on Kick.
Oh, I've not watched it either.
I don't want to. I don't want to even look at
The
it.
trailer was off-putting enough.
Rebel Moon.
Yeah. I remember watching going, oh my god, what is this? Is this pure creativity, sir? Dear God.
What is Rebel Moon?
Heck yeah.
It's-
Hashtag.
Yeah, it's almost as if the only good things Zack Snyder's kind of done have been adaptations. You know, like Watchmen
God.
and 300. But, oh,
No.
yeah. Like Batman versus Superman Dawn of Justice, like I watched the
Dog shit.
extended director's cut edition of that while I was building IKEA furniture. Yeah. Wow.
People always
That
act
was
like that
a
movie was
shocking
good.
I cannot believe that was made. And certainly, like, yeah, looking at bits of and scenes of, I mean,
Yeah, it was horrible.
certainly whenever
I've
see
had so many people try to
director
act like that
photography
movie was
Zack
good.
Snyder, I'm like, Zach, please,
Put the camera down, bro.
you need to open that aperture up, boy. We did.
Yeah.
Why is man's fucking plane
Man.
of focus is about 2 centimeters and
It's all good. I appreciate it.
I think he's just an example
but
of like
again,
he
I really don't
has
have
things that he can do,
money to be
but has essentially zero judgment on
buying
the
that kind
application.
of stuff.
Stop it.
Yeah,
I've been streaming
I was supposed to
since
see
like
that in, like,
More than
2017.
just actual one
And-
trick, like.
and like yeah, all Michael Bay can do
Like,
is big.
There's been times when
And
I got
no, this is 2 characters doing dialogue.
like
You
in
don't need to
2017
shoot them
before my
on a
son was
car with a
born. I
telephoto
was getting
lens
like a normal
such
100
that like the parallax
viewers,
effect
but
basically
then I
looks
took a
like I'm
fucking
inside
break,
a flipping
and-
washing machine.
lost it all. But I appreciate you. I really
very
do.
bizarre.
Yeah, so
Very bizarre.
hopefully we'll have someone who's a little bit more aligned with, I think, or more capable of doing story beats that the players are going to actually really enjoy
Yeah.
a little bit closer. And that's the thing where one of the things I want to say is like what exactly was the vision doing, and it is to say
Oh, yeah, sure.
someone else
If you want
is
to send
gonna
them
be
over,
doing this
it's
now,
fine.
Yes.
and well, we don't have a new narrative director. Obviously, Chris Smith is the creative director, which is not the narrative director. That's different. Could they be the same? Probably. 'Cause we
It's
don't know
not
who the narrative
really
director is. Maybe
a
something
different
there.
thing, I think.
But guide the story through the planning and execution of works. Planning might have went okay. Execution did not go. Didn't. Nope.
Did not go did
And for a billion reasons. For a billion reasons, not just the fault of any individual in this pipeline. It's literally clearly they have production problems. I wazoo.
Yep.
Collaborate with design, art, cinematics. Enter and lead the team of 9 designers. Part of the story and franchise development. To ensure
I mean, you say it's not his fault, but it seems like
Warcraft
it was.
franchise.
Warcraft.
Rocky crevice below.
Good. Chronic. Exploring.
Oh my
Sure.
god.
Stop thinking.
Yeah, I try not. Let me get story.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Just
This
you
is
can
the
hit
part
me
where I
up
feel like
on Discord.
hopefully someone can have a better luck with this. I think
Yeah.
that's what I'll say because these are very
Easier
much
way is just reset button of the whole goddamn thing because, it's like the 3-body problem. You just get to the point. There's so many elements in motion that it's fucking impossible to predict what's going to
Yeah, I think the Warcraft team is
And
too
in that
big.
case, you're like, okay, let's stop
But-
tweaking variables and let's actually just go bonk. It's different. And
I don't
maybe World
know
Soul Saga
if it's
is
a good idea
just
to
this.
break it down.
Bonk. It's different. I don't know what the bonk is supposed to represent, but I don't know. It's a sound effect.
I'll go on press the button.
That's it. I aspire to be Jim Cramer, going around absolutely looking like I'm off my head and cope with a humongous sound.
I like the sneaker tune looking like very small. But yeah, I think there we go. Go have it. We've done it. I've talked with Steve the Newser in the narrative again. This time he's no longer at the company by his own admission on LinkedIn. Hasn't been, which now means
Just look
Hey,
down.
they look nice.
he's unlinked. He's about to make a Mega Man Battle Network reference.
Oh, yes!
Oh, he has jacked out.
Oh,
God.
good games. Good games.
I love language.
Mega Man.
So, within cells interlinked, yeah, fantastic. So, yeah, what do we actually expect to be different now? We expect the
I think a lot of
game
stuff
to
will be
have
different.
a different approach to overall narrative design. That we already knew because we saw them go.
It's gonna
Here's
be
the new
more
expansions, by the way.
serious.
Went,
Less fucking.
is that a plan?
Yeah, I mean, notably in the War
Chuganda.
Within, things
Suck
didn't
my
look
balls.
like the sort of narrative bollocks we've had thus far.
To be fair, we've seen so little
We've
of
seen
that.
so little, but I mean, like, tonally, like, you know, so if you go to these, like, Arathi Paladin dudes,
Bro, I'm
And,
just running out of mana every single second. Wait,
you know,
what?
it's just like, no, you know, no adventures happen, and it's all just like, oh, let's solve the emotional problems of these paladins and then leave. You know, like, if they somehow manage to take all of the very core Warcraft feeling elements that are at play in this new expansion and make them feel as just weak and what's the word?
Dog shit.
You know the way it just all felt so just like every pull punch for everything. And you're just
Yeah,
just,
yeah, because
you know, not like
Oh.
you know, monotone. That's maybe it. Because I'm okay with soft and tender things. Whenever you give me that
No, you're
real
not,
big,
you liar.
muscle-bound Goliath man, some of the best work you can possibly do is when that character actually does break down and finally confronts their emotions. Right? Like, this is not me saying, no emotions, only cool. Only shouting and slashing. Like, no. Just, for one to be good, you have to have the other. All of these things need to be in a balance. Dragonflight was profoundly unbalanced, and we need to find that balance again. Thinking about just the very core Warcrafty things that are going on in this next expansion, finding that balance should be very goddamn easy.
Hope
Yeah,
so.
should be. There you go. It should be easy. I mean,
just-
easy in ideas.
Says that,
I guess that's
but I don't know.
been the thing, because you know,
I don't know if it's gonna be
execution
easy.
of good ideas, like that's look. Everyone knows everything's in the execution. People always say ideas are cheap, execution's everything, and that's absolutely right. The bit that I think frustrated me the most is you have well executed side quests, but for the other things, it's like, nope, the ideas were wrong. Yeah, you actually. You know, not only have you been caught barking up the wrong tree, we have also found your battle plan. And your plan was to bark up the wrong tree the whole time. Why have you done this? And I suppose it's that thing, just like looking, you know, you look back and like, why has this franchise got to the place that it's got to? Okay, let's look at the key moments. Let's look at the things the community actually, you know, sort of fucking gets riled up about.
Bruh.
You know.
Yeah.
Learn a lesson from that, maybe?
it's really surprisingly easy. It's surprisingly easy to like watch people react to things and see what parts are actually good. It's just I think that gets a little bit
I should
a
have
little
bought more
bit
fucking
perverted
milk.
when you don't look at the cross section big enough, I think. And I think Blizzard have chased, like the current narrative team have chased false positives too much, I think. Because what are the big moments? Marion die?
Bro, that did
Didn't
suck.
really chase that very much.
Oh yeah, I know. I saw.
What moment
I
from
appreciate
did they
it.
chase
It was
that
pretty
very
good. I'll check it out after stream though.
much? Sarah die.
Ruined it.
More deeply.
Sad cry.
Man, the fact that Varian died is crazy. I'm a Horde player, and bro, Varian was a cool ass character.
Like, okay, Ysera works. We'll do that for every expansion. Every expansion from now
No.
on will have a where is Ysera and what's going on with her arc. That's it.
Why?
Yeah, there's a little bit of just.
What we sort of achieve.
You didn't need that.
Nothing.
You don't need it at all.
There's a little bit of just lack of seeing historic thing, having distracted by modern things and what works, what doesn't work. Same with like, I think some of the issue may have been like feedback from early Dragonflight, where there's a lot of praise for the softer touch storytelling, like
Yeah.
the emotional elements, like Vertistrat and stuff.
I
And
mean,
it was,
yeah,
just
there was like some
mad
cool stuff.
over
man.
again, and it kind of frustrating as it worked, but it worked.
Like, okay, in the beginning of Dragonflight, people liked that because there wasn't like so much of it, but now it's like inundated with that shit.
For isolation, when it did kind of
Yeah, just a balance overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has been honestly.
I see 3 expansions in a row that have jogged away from each of their each of the pinnacles of the main ideas of the expansion, because it was bad. It was not good. Like, isn't that big ash right there? It's not right. That big ash. Wait, what? No, it didn't work. We'll go use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Turn it on.
Everything I saw at BlizzCon looked great and got me really excited. Like, that's the thing, you know, all that BlizzCon's not fantastic. Was certainly a downer that immediately after just BlizzCon, you're like, hype, this all looks great. Fantastic. And then you see Avengers, Alex Strasser. You're like, what? That Avengers thing was actually so, I mean, it's overused, but it was so cringe that, like, it actually generated articles on gaming news websites just to point and laugh at how fumbled it was. You're like, wow, you've actually crafted a scene so embarrassing it's news. Like, wow.
Newsworthy levels of cringe. That's almost... Actually, it is literally impressive. It is impressive.
So,
How
yeah.
is Dolly just still talking about that? It's been 13 weeks, dog. It will be talked about until the end of time because it was literally a new low.
What will be? Oh, the Avengers?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, if this is what you're going to do as your big scene from now on, then we just need to quit. We just need to get out of here.
Yeah, I will talk about it every week until there's a moment where there's a bit of fighting and a bit of everyone comes together scene.
Like, at that point,
horrible.
I have 2 choices. Either completely quit, or I purchase an Echo Esports jersey, and I just decide to be an esports gamer and not care about the lore. That'll be my only 2 options at that point.
That's a good point, Ulgrim. It's funny, I leveled through WoD recently, and there's an exact "I'm not alone" line from Nurel when fighting Black Hand, and it was actually good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because WoD had sauce, had the
sauce.
Juice. It was good. It was actually capable of being really good at it. Like, it was excellent in how they built stakes and how they built characters. It wasn't like perfect or anything, but the game down.
was
Compare
pretty
Gunnar
damn good.
cinematic to anything that's happened in Dragonflight.
You know what?
Compare Gunnar cinematic to anything that's happened in
World of Warcraft ever.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy that, like, people talk shit about WoD, but the bad parts about WoD were just, was the, like, the story being cut in half. Because otherwise, WoD was fucking fire. Like, there was nothing wrong with WoD until they cut out, like, half of the expansion. And that's a big issue. But WoD's story was nice. Or at least the beginning of it was really fucking good. And even, like, I would say that even a lot of the story was fucking awesome. Even after, what the fuck? Even after, like, people were disappointed by there not being a Shatrath raid, because Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, it's easily like
best part was
top 3 or top 5 of things that happen in World of Warcraft, and it comes in
and it was
without.
cheesy as fuck.
It was extremely
It's the most
cheesy.
cheesy goddamn thing in the universe.
Literally, like, it's all right, brother. I've got this. Hold off until the last possible second.
It's so fucking
like
cheesy, but everyone loved it.
Yeah, because it was perfect. Because that's all we need. Because it was like, well, what do you do throughout the zone? You learn what the crack of these characters are. You find out the relationships. You go through some stuff with them. You have trouble. You have struggles. You have this threat building and mounting. Because you know the Iron Horde are going to come and wreck the place. And then you go, right? The Iron Horde are here. What are we going to do? The odds are against us. Hang on.
No.
We have
Don't
the tactical advantage. We have the plan. We can be the fucking 300. Like, that whole thing was, here's a big army. There's only a handful of us. What do you want to do? Cue the modern. Nah, I'd win. Like, you just find a way to do it.
There we go.
And it works for that.
God damn, bro. I almost died.
It's literally, it works. Why? Because it does. Because everything was right.
And then lie about it in your official history so that everyone thinks the Frank Miller
Rangers trousers. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah, that's the...
silly sausages. Yeah, look, there's so many touch points of like Varian Death, brilliant. Loads of that Legion stuff, brilliant. Stuff before that, brilliant. Pandaria, brilliant. All those big Pandaria moments. Garrosh, 5-4 cinematic, brilliant.
It was.
You know,
and Pandaria was very nice.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. I think, is there anything else to say? I don't really know. Is all of this Steve's fault? No. I think it's more just that, you know, head honcho gets the stuff.
Hold on. Okay, you can say that it's not all his fault, but it literally is. He was the boss. He was making a lot of the decisions, but not only that, he was the one heading up the execution, which means that it is all his fault. The rest of the people under him, they might have been shit, but it doesn't matter if they have good leadership.
Pinned on him has an unfortunate marketing exercise that he's been a part of, which you're like, what are you gonna do? Not promote World of Warcraft at Eternity's End?
Yeah,
but it's just a lot of the a lot of the tone deafness, and I think a lot of that, like, the old school Blizzard, we're great, we're rock stars, look at this, you know, manna from heaven or whatever we're going to bring to you. But the problem is what they were bringing just did not live up to that.
Yeah, it was dog shit.
Yes.
So,
can we move on?
Speaking of things
no,
that will not live up to what Blizzard want, are you interested in finding out how they've ruined the war within already?
Oh, already? That's impressive.
Well,
one thing, they have continually said it's not class skins.
Yeah,
Now,
but,
I think they had a problem where it felt like class skins in some of their earliest marketing. But since then, I have noticed they've continually said these are not class skins. These are ways to lean into a certain vibe with your class. That's it. They have specifically multiple times said it's not class skins. So it's that sort of weird thing where if we just sort of go and say they're not class skins, everyone, I'm so angry about this. Blizzard be like, we didn't say they were class skins. We, in fact, multiple times in multiple interviews told you all that they're not class skins. Could you please stop judging them as if they're class skins? So it's that weird thing of like, what do a lot of people want? Class skins. That's not what this is. And it's not trying to be that. But the problem is, they, you know,
Kitty Cat just jumped
for
down.
some reason, right? I was that's a food analogy. It's like brown rice versus white rice. Listen, I know the brown rice has still got the germ in it and whatever it is, so it's technically healthier.
No, it's not.
But great.
Brown rice isn't actually
Fantastic.
at all.
Well, I was always told the brown rice was healthier, but I always thought,
It's delicious,
well,
though.
screw that. What do I want? White rice. How do I want it? Sticky as fuck. In my gullet. Immediate blood sugar. Let's go.
Cooking chicken stock. Let's go.
So it's that kind of thing where like, hey Michael, would you like this?
Jesus
You know,
Christ.
Something delicious thing with rice. I'm like, oh yeah, let's go.
love
I'm excited
rice.
about that thing. I sit down, it's like it's brown rice. It's overdone. It's not clumped together. I'm like, oh. So it's a bit like
No,
that. with
that's
class skins.
bad. Yeah,
Well,
if
Joshua
you don't know how to
asked what
cook
we were
it.
Talking about. Good question, actually. We should maybe make that more
Okay,
clear.
so hero.
How can you say you don't like brown rice? What?
Hero Specs.
Hero Specs?
They may.
Oh
no, I feel. But that's just one of those things where it's like, you know, you don't know that people are going to get that idea because they haven't got that idea because it hasn't happened yet. That sounds completely insane. That's actually just me talking about causality.
They let the
We're not violating causality, but like, yeah. So they call them this, and I suppose for people are like, oh yeah, Hellcaster, Hellcaller.
I really want to be Templar. I really want to be. Which of these were cool again?
Rider of the Apocalypse.
Yeah, that's cool as shit. Rider of the Apocalypse. Hell yeah, I want to be that. I want to be Mountain Thane. Yeah, that's like the fucking hero from Warcraft 3. Give me that shit.
Rider of the Apocalypse. You could be a rad Death Knight.
Could be a
awesome.
Could be, yeah. Yeah, you know, you want to be a Farseer Shaman. That sounds cool. What other ones called?
Sun
Frostfire,
Fury.
Sentinel, Dark Ranger Hunter. I think we're going to talk a little bit about Dark Rangers.
So actually,
Dark Ranger, yay!
What this is the new from level 60 to 70, 70 to 80. Even.
Do you play this game, Michael? Don't answer that honestly. So here's what they are. They're talent trees. They're mini talent trees that you have access to on top of.
People that don't know this,
I think they're cool.
this is ridiculous.
I actually do need to.
They've been
I
super
mean,
clear.
I thought they were cool, and then I looked at the Balancered one, and my brain went abort mission. Get me out of here.
Talk about playing WoW as a next topic. Because I'm continually seething because I've not been able to play enough because I've basically just been trying to solve problems and make things good here. But it's actually getting to the point where I go home and there's like two things in my head. It's to make a really good Notion template and play World of Warcraft. And I keep having to do the Notion template because that's useful for like other people here. But I'm like, and then me and Dakor, we've been talking about like, God, you know what'd be really cool?
Hey,
Just having fun in WoW. For him instead of all the sweat stuff. So maybe I actually do want to talk about that in a little bit. But anyway, these hero specs. Sorry for breaking the flow on you, everyone. Yeah, they're basically they're that. You've talked about them. I think some will be better than others. Blizzard overtly said, because I do want to be fair to them, they overtly said that they want to get the designs for these out early, and they want to do that so they can iterate heavily. They even said, like, if you think that some of these ideas of like a fantasy are lame, just tell us. Like they literally said that at BlizzCon.
Some of the Warlock boys, Soul Harvester, Hellcaller, Diabolist. What the fuck is this Conduit of the Celestials?
Lightning Rod?
Yeah. Okay, cool, sure, fine. Well, you know, you can immediately tell there's some of these that aren't that exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they, I think, knew some of that themselves, which is why they asked for feedback. So
yeah, like, this is some first draft shit.
Yeah, it's to say that they were fairly open, and they were overtly receptive to feedback, and they continually said that they're not class skins. And it's that challenging thing. This has an overlap with an ideal version of the thing that we all can agree would be really awesome if they could do it.
Yeah.
And it has enough of an overlap that it then conjures in your mind what a full Dark Ranger sub-spec or something would be.
Yeah, and this is exactly why
Which
I've seen it be connected to Garrisons too, in the sense that it's like, this is, it's not even like it's trying to be, it's literally just, this is kind of, we can't commit to giving you exactly what you want, for whatever reason, be it production heavy, be it we don't think it's a good idea, etc, etc, etc. But like, obviously, as like Santos points out, it's like, we could have just had class skins that are completely optional set exchange, but instead you're forced into options that might not fit. Mm-hmm. And now, we could have just had is a massively loaded statement, because it's like, what's your source for we could have just had? But from the player perspective and experience, you go, well, would you rather have some extra gameplay choices that are in here? It's like, yeah, they want to increase power, they want to give us more talents, and this is their solution. Their solution was, we can make mini talent trees, but we have to
bad.
them in
People were so happy when they came out.
It's a good idea to add little bits of tiny bits of fantasy, so we can create
pissed.
effectively what are really miniature subspecs, and we'll have those subspecs shared because we kind of like a little bit of that. Just have them shared makes more sense. We don't have to do one individually. We can like make them kind of work across, so you can have access to these aesthetics and these kind of not class skins, but these abilities, right? So obviously, if you want to be a Dark Ranger, that's for BM and for Marksmanship Hunter. So like, you want to be a Dark Ranger? Yeah, you can be a Dark Ranger without being locked into one specific spec. That's cool. What is Dark Ranger? You get Black Arrow and a couple of things. I think the problem is someone goes, well, do you want to be a Dark Ranger or do you want to be, a Shadowpan monk, or you want to be a Mountain Thing? People are like, what have people had in their heads for these specs, these kind of additional aesthetic addition to classes, all these aesthetic overrides of things? Because one of the things they pointed out was the Mountain Thane Warrior literally changes abilities, gives him more of that vibe. I can't remember what it was. It was like there's more lightning during Thunderclap. You can Thunderclap a lot more. There's what is it? Is it like Stormbolt splits and hits like 3 targets with Lightning Blast as well?
Yeah.
The stuff like that, you're like, that's kind of crazy. That feels like a tiny version of what we could have with a full overhaul, and that's where we get into like this really full. This like, I guess, basically it is just an issue of people wanting a thing and not getting it directly, getting it slightly in a different format.
Yeah.
But it's not supposed to be that. But it still takes away from that.
Yeah.
Because the problem of the player looking at this is cool, but I wanted this. And they're like, we were never offering you that as a binary choice. But it's almost like, hey, you're hungry.
Yeah, but they knew
Here's
it.
Some, like,
that's the thing.
Here's a bottle of Lucozade. And you're like, sure, there's sugar in that. Sure, but I was hungry, not thirsty.
It is of type consumable.
Yeah.
But it is not of subtype food. Therefore, I'm unsatisfied.
Yeah, it's someone's hungry and you don't give them something to eat. You give them something to drink that's reasonably nutritious. Something along the lines of like a Gatorade in the US or whatever else. Or like, cool, that's not it. Can I have the food? They're like, we're offering you food.
So sort of
Like,
going through our statistically significant, absurdly representative,
Yes.
commensurately true subsampling of tweets,
Full
which
on,
obviously represents the entire World of Warcraft community.
full on, like
bless me.
walking out the street and picking random people. Like this is what it is. This is
exactly
what
what it
it
is.
It's like this is what it feels
believe
like a
them.
half measure, even though from creation, it isn't in any capacity designed to be that. It's not supposed to. It just feels this way.
So certainly,
Especially with now, obviously, a lot of these people are people who are not gameplay oriented, as far as I can tell from looking at them. So they're immediately going to go, why do I have to pick talents that make me look cool? Why can't I just fucking look cool? Which is, you're going to get a lot of the problem, right? Where this is gameplay
I can understand it.
that is smuggled in under the aesthetic change.
yes.
Well, that's how it feels like. People even want the aesthetic change.
I think what I will say, if I'm going to plant my flag in the ground in this one, is I think class skins would be absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely.
I did not expect class skins. I am not disappointed that we're not getting class skins. I realistically think that they probably have a lot of artists working on big features for Midnight. I think that
Class skins minute.
take like animation department. I know that they have a pretty damn heavy workload as they update all of the mounts, or at least as many as they can do. So, like, yes, more things in the best way possible would be great. Obviously, 10.2.6 is player housing. That's Holly's surprise confirmed. But I'm still, I'm not going to be like, well, because it's not the best version of what it could be, I hate it. Because as I look at this, I'm like, you know what? Sure, that seems like a cool way of letting me lean into some different things for my, for my classes, and I also respect that they're doing it in a way where they're not kind of committing to infinite vertical progression of the talent trees. So, like, for me overall, I'm like, this seems reasonable and positive.
Yeah. Because that's what it is in isolation from expectation.
Yes, yes.
It's the problem of expectation brings the satisfaction of the quotas. It's like it just it you go, I would have liked class skins. You're like, you brought class skins to the table. No one ever said class skins. No one was ever vaguely considering it. But you brought it to the table. Thus, being disappointed is on you. But also, there's the reality of if your players are disappointed, then
You gotta figure
that
that
is
out.
a real problem to deal with as a
Yeah,
developer.
you definitely have a problem.
Which is really annoying,
Yes.
but it's also literally true. Like, how do you deal with this? Extremely good communication and doing the right thing at all times. which is kind of the problem.
So let's take a look at
Very
Dark Ranger.
difficult.
Dark.
Actually, just before you say that, actually, like that's a good point, Pavel. It takes away from the chance of us getting class skins, like a Battle for Gilneas. Yeah, it's like this. This is now
Fair. That's a good point.
There is overlap between this and class skins, which now means because this has happened, we're substantially less likely to get class skins. Almost completely unlikely to get them, because you're not going to get a Dark Ranger skin. That changes all your stuff to Dark Ranger. If you've got a Dark Ranger ability called Black Arrow, that's
true.
And that's one of the other problems where it's still like
It's kind of sad.
class skins were never even brought to the table as like a possibility ever. But it's just we've wanted it, expected it for so long.
Yeah, it's just some people have made really cool looking bits of art and put them in Reddit, and everyone's went, "Oh, look at that!" And then all the artists at Blizzard have probably thought, "Oh,
That'd
look
be
at
cool."
that!" And then their producers and team are like, "Yeah, but we sort of have to ship the game." Slight problem. So, to take a look at Dark Rangers now,
I mean, I feel like it would be easier
back in
than
the
making
day.
a fucking whole talent tree.
For some reason, I think that MOP was the good old days.
was the good old
have
days.
no memory of whether that's true. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Because I think we were supposed to get more in Warlords than we did. Anyhow, not to ramble on. So then, the way that these work is that
Warlords is
at the
not
top
MOP.
of the tree,
MOP
there's the
was
first
fire.
thing you get. Then you will sort of augment that, change that up, and then you'll have some sort of major power thing at the very bottom of the tree that's usually related to things at the top of the tree. So we get Black Arrow. Fire Black Arrow at your target. Takes shadow damage every 2 seconds. Each time it deals damage, you have a chance to reset the cooldown of aimed or barbed shot.
I am never playing Hunter in my life.
So basically, yes, for just over half, or for like half your uptime,
That's all right.
you have a chance at proccing some stuff. But Matt,
Hope everything's alright.
let's not be so hasty and judgeful. Yeah, old cunt.
I'm not saying this is
Oh,
any
shit.
objective matter. I just really don't like random resets on Hunter stuff. I don't like
Well,
Hunter very much.
So the thing,
But yeah,
so the thing is, the intent here is, you get everything, but then there's the choice that's that you obviously make a choice in.
do you get everything on this? No, this is 1, 2, 3. This is
Damn.
9 points. So we don't get everything. Maybe we get one of these lines or 2 of these lines. I forget. I should know this. I know they talk about this.
That's
Get
actually
the fuck
really
out of
bad.
here.
Because you definitely don't get all of this. I'm sure you get. Oh, you do get everything. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
No.
Okay, that makes sense.
I was right.
Yeah, that makes sense. I. Well, no.
Bruh.
Do you know what's happened, Matt?
Bruh.
Going to dust.
Yeah, because we've been playing Blue Archive. Playing gacha games.
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct.
Fuck me,
Yeah.
dude.
So the idea of getting everything, this is clearly a foreign concept.
I'm gonna
actually
play
tried
something
to
else,
download
maybe.
a 40k gacha game, and immediately it looked completely toothless compared to gacha games that you play. Anyway, Dark Ranger, so Black Arrow,
Yeah, I'm
right.
from Texas,
Ranger's
too.
Finesse, aim shot, rapid shot, deal 15% increased damage and barbed shot, and that's just some power, whatever. Dark Empowerment, right, so this is our choice node. You can be a Grave Reaper, or... so Grave Reaper, when target is impacted by Black Arrow and it dies, its cooldown is reset. Okay, that means certainly you're in a situation with trash. Maybe in a boss fight, you can sort of optimize that to get more uptime. That's kind of cool. When Black Arrow resets the cooldown of a build, you gain 15 focus.
Would you like single target or
Yes.
or something where ads die?
When True Shot or Call of the Wild is active, Black Arrow deals damage 50% faster. Now you could sort of see how, yep, exactly. So that's kind of interesting. Okay, so Withering Fire, our big finisher, very
My kitty
exciting.
cat is
When Black
playing with
Arrow
some cords
resets the
down
cooldown
here.
of aim shot or barbed shot, a barrage of dark arrows strikes your target for shadow damage. Increases the damage in your bed's deal by 10% for 6 seconds, which is to say passive happy, but
Random cooldown window re.
Yay.
Random cooldown window re.
Re.
RNG. How am I supposed to get my 100 parse? It's impossible. This is randomness and I hate it. No.
That's it.
No parses.
And if your
no
parse is
parses.
looking good, I will PI you out of spite. So it's
No, you won't. You're not PI anybody. You'll be Oracle carding people now.
Oracle carding.
I'm sure I'll talk about
I can't wait to OC. So
Oh, sick.
we've got Dark Hounds. Each time the arrow deals damage, you have a chance to manifest an undead hound that charges your
Oh,
target.
that's
The
kinda cool.
other one is a Death Shade. Or if you apply it to a target, you gain the Death Blow or Hunter's Prey effect. Embrace the shadows. You heal for 15% of all shadow damage dealt by you or your pets. Smokescreen exhilaration gives you 3 seconds of survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest activates exhilaration at 50% effectiveness.
Bro, Hunter needs a
interesting
whole rework.
Ability. As Shadow Surge and multi-shot hits a target impacted by Black Arrow, a burst of shadow. Okay. Hey. There, Matt, you're just like, reading, you know, the designers have tried to craft this. We were like, AoE, single target, AoE, cleave, done.
They did this to me. They made this game all numbers and shit.
You made me what I am.
They made this game all chase your numbers, bio fantasy. What's that? Chase your numbers.
Did they? Or did we?
They did. By
what if Matt? What if we were the developers all along?
They added M+. They did it. They
True. They need to take this shit out. Like, I don't hate M+, but they need to.
But yes, like there's cool.
Like, dungeons cannot be the way they are.
I don't give a shit about Hunter or Dark Ranger, so I'm just gonna be dismissive by default. But whatever. Oh, some fucking shadow goop explodes. Wow, cool.
Oh, hang on.
AoE effect.
Matt, sound the drama klaxon, because I have just seen community reactions. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. What's happened? Community reactions. Survival hunters are in shambles.
All 7 of them.
It is so ogre. It's the end. What's happened? Oh my god.
True.
Nothing about this is.
Don't call it selfish.
I mean, yeah, fair. But I don't give a shit. That seems mean. Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be really honest. Massive you problem here. Like, this is a full-scale issue.
It's a skill issue.
Yeah. So, yeah, Black Arrow used to be survivability. It isn't anymore because survival is different now. Get with the times.
True.
Like.
True.
It is what it is.
The survival sucks,
Nick.
Nick.
The problem of people going, damn, I don't get what I want, and that's a problem of them maybe not completely directly getting.
I've came up with a radical solution.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Community problems are gone.
I've deleted Twitter. I'm not trying to be mean to Porter.
Yeah, no, like, there's an element of, I guess, like,
although,
why shut
I heard an anecdote.
Oh no, not those.
Okay, I'll be clear. It's not Porter Gage. I heard an anecdote, and I know what the tweet is, but like, you know, someone in, shall we say, the circle of people who do a lot of World of Warcraft tweeting, like they did a tweet.
Right?
They did a tweet, and it actually did rumble some people in the WoW team, as in they were like actually a bit worried about it.
What?
And, you know, I was asked about this, and I was like, don't listen. No, it's fine. That's the mountains out of molehill. It's not important.
Listen to Twitter in aggregate.
What is it? Bro, stop talking in fucking.
That's it. Listen to the word
shrouded
cloud.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Yes. Listen to the word cloud, but probably not the tweets, which does sound a little bit sort of mean and dehumanizing. But I suppose it's just that thing. The things that will make you feel the most will be things from people that your job is interfacing with loads and loads and loads of people. So it actually, there's a whole side discussion actually about feedback that's really interesting. It's not what we're going to do right now because, Matt, we have got to talk about how I am going to be Oracle carding.
I wonder what they were worried about.
As a priest.
FF14's design, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Oh, whoa! Replaces power infusion.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, right.
Wait, he hasn't looked at this?
Right. Divine the future.
Oh my god.
You gain access to a spell that gives you advantage against
your
fate. Right.
That goes pretty hard.
That goes pretty hard. I think that's pretty cool. That's sick. So, flavor text? Yeah. Gives you an advantage against your fate. That certainly does make me a little bit concerned about my fate, but so, Solace. Increases your target's healing received by 25% for 10 seconds. Insight. Your target's magic damage dealt by 10% for 10 seconds. And Glory increases its physical. Okay, right. So basically...
It's the Astrologian cards.
I see.
So in case you aren't aware, in FF14, the Astrologian healing class has historically had cards that are randomly drawn with an ability called Draw.
Oh, that's what Uber Danger does.
Yes. And then you throw the cards, and the cards go to specific...
You got that from
there's like 6 different cards. I can't
Asman.
remember all their names because I'm
Very interesting.
casual. But I'm a casual and a tourist instead of a real gamer. but they either buff tanks, healers, physical, or it's physical in like there's categories, right? So there's like 3 categories, I think.
It's okay, Dave. What you doing?
Certain people get like buffs basically. So you want to go, oh, I've drawn this card, I'll give it to this person. I've drawn this card, I'll give it to this person. I have this card, I'll give it to this person. So that was basically pretty quick of, okay, well, we'll get it. I see what I draw, I throw it across. There's other elements to it, but in this case it's just, you get to see, you press premonition. Oh, which is it? Oh, it's this one. It's the target's healing received, so I give that to the main tank. Or, oh, this is the magic damage dealt by 10%, so I give it to my strongest magic damage dealer.
So by Yoshi P, you mean Yoshi picked clean of ideas and left bleeding at the side of the street.
Exactly.
Damn.
Then the other one is physical target, so that is, okay, we'll give it to... So it cycles through every second, so it works like the F in League.
Look,
okay, so there's actually choice involved. That's interesting enough.
As someone who's mained priest for 3 okay,
so
yeah.
Get the pick.
Like, I think this is cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
I like this.
Yeah, but that's because you're one of those, like, look at you, like, vibes and fun players. Fucking casual. So it's cycles through every second. It's not random as much.
Okay.
It's skill-based of you pressing at the right time for 21.
So, our other things.
Which then means you go, okay, well, I have to mathematically determine when will this be the most benefit. And then that's where you,
I suppose the point is, right, you use this on cooldown, and whenever you do, you get one of these, then you use it.
It cycles through.
Yeah.
So
okay, so the button changes.
Yeah, so you go, oh, it is now time to press glory, because I'm giving this to, the warrior.
Yeah. I think that is sick. That's really cool. Let's go through the other things, though. So, preemptive care increases duration of Atone by a second, increase the duration of Renew by 3.
Other thing, this one easy mode now? Wow.
This is something about the new tier set, current tier set. Prompt Deliverance. Oh, damn.
Deliver me promptly,
What is it?
please.
I was going to make a chat GPT joke.
Jesus.
Reduce the cooldown of Purify by 2 seconds. Divine Feathers. Whenever someone walks through your feather, you are also granted its effect. Okay, our other ones.
Oh, wait, that's
preventative
fucking
measures
sick.
increases the damage absorbed by Powered Shield by 10%, and all healing done by Prayer of Mending by 10%.
So just some small pop-ups there.
Yeah, assured safety, or get a stack of Prayer of Mending whenever you shield somebody. Prayer of Mending casts apply a Powered Shield to okay, right, bit of interplay between those.
Yeah.
Grand Reveal, when your
1
Powered
point
Shield
there.
is fully absorbed or your Prayer of Mending
Just for
heals,
the
you
chance.
get a stack of Grand Reveal, and at 100 stacks you get another charge of Premonition. So Premonition resources could be a thing. Waste no time. Premonition costs your next Power Word Radiance heal to be in. Yes. They've baked a little bit of the flippin' Force set from Avarice in. I am happy. There we go. War Within, 10 out of 10 expansion. And yes, I know that all of the real Discipline Priests will never take that because it'll throw off all their ramp timings and make them seethe and malt. But I am stupid and I'm lazy. And that does mean bing bing wahoo, happy light, instant cast, very good. Miraculous Recovery reduces the cooldown of Power Word Life by 3 seconds.
I mean, I just don't even know how to play
50%,
to be honest.
So kind of extending the range of its usefulness. Pain
Is it
suppression,
meow under me, I think?
better.
Yep, there's a meow
And
meow.
our final thing, Clairvoyance. Premonition
I
has
see
got a
that
low
meow
chance
meow.
to grant
What you
clairvoyance.
doing, meow meow?
Grants your target and 2 nearby allies all
Meow meow cat.
the effects of Premonition at
you
100%
come, meow meow?
effectiveness.
Don't eat that.
Okay.
Oh man.
What do we think?
Dang,
Community
boy.
reactions, everyone's very
What are
happy.
you
Good!
doing?
I was happy! That means I get to be part of everyone,
Hey.
meaning I'm a human!
Be careful.
You
Great.
found belonging.
Yay!
Hang on, that doesn't look happy. That looks like rage. To be fair, that's Warcraft logs. I can understand them going, oh no, buffs. I don't want those.
Oh no!
Yep, here we go.
Mad. I didn't get that was sarcasm.
Did you not really? Did you not get that?
Well, I don't give a rat's ass about any of your parses, and I think that Power Infusion is fundamentally good cooperative game design.
Yeah, so here we have a...
Yeah, don't hate it.
Here we have an interesting
It's kinda cool.
problem. Because if not for augmentation happening in Season 2...
Hello. Okay. Here we go. What the fuck? Well, that is not great. So plug it and plug it out again. Wonder why it's doing this. Is it overheating or something? Guess I could try a different HDMI cord. It's possible. Kitty cat. Stop. Let me get a different HDMI. I'll be right back. Try this one. Still not working, huh? Kitty, don't go near this. Work. No. God damn it. Oh, it's working. Just OBS it's not? Fuck. It's just OBS, I guess. Let's delete it. It's interesting that it would show up on HD video capture, but it won't show up on OBS. Fucking annoying, but okay, whatever. As long as it works, doesn't really fucking matter. It's annoying. Hopefully this HDMI cable is better. think the kitty cat knocked the HDMI. I think that's what happened. $297. Let me see that shit. Let me see this. What? Must be here, right? I want to show my health, and I'm wondering if this is raid frames. There we go. Yeah, people go crazy on that shit. That was ass. It's pretty fun too. I died for more ammo. I really don't like balance. It's so fucking boring. Nah, balance sucks. I don't know about that. Oh, Jesus. Just sexual, dude. Dude, Vault, so good. Magic. It's true, but I think it's an oversimplification. Oh, shit. Why is he here? Rich Evans. Oh, down. Cool. Oh, 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 oh. We get herbalism because we're gonna level past the point where we need it, or where we're gonna have to go back. Don't want to do that. What is this? There must be a herbalist here, right? Ain't no way. Where would it be? Yeah, let's just fly to Iron Forge. You can call yourself based. Alright. I think I'm gonna call it because we're gonna play some. I think we're gonna play some Yakuza tomorrow. But we'll call it for tonight. Y'all have a good night. Peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace. We're gonna let it hit 3 hours for our numbers. There we go.